Hey everyone, it's Grixon coming at you with a 21 timed Spires. Yeah, so in this key I'm taking Bone Storm instead of Red Thirst. It's a Tyrannical week, and so I'm pretty confident I can pull big and take advantage of Bone Storm, especially when I have Swarming Mist. I can really generate a lot of runic power fast, pop Bone Storm, and then still accumulate. So even with Bone Storm, I'm still already like way high on runic power. And so the name of the game there is just kicking what you can, keeping your bone stacks above 4, ideally around 6, and managing runes, trying to make sure you have 3 on cooldown, because you can replenish 3 at a time. And staying healthy. It's just all the balancing act of maintaining bone, shield, being aware of what's happening in front of you, and you know what I mean. Bone Storm is great. It's very good offensively and defensively, as long as you can pull the resources for it. The only issue is it's a DPS loss and a survival loss on a boss, like on a single target boss. It's not worth the resources to do it. So it's kind of like you have to pull big to get good value out of it. Otherwise, you might as well just take Red Thirst. So there's issues there. One of these guys drops a hammer on the ground when he imbues his weapon, and then the shaman can purge it off, and then it falls on the ground. You can pick that up and do crazy damage. In fact, I think in this video I try and stream for somebody. I think I try and stream on Discord. Yep, see, I try to stream for somebody on Discord. Yeah, but it ended up making me lag because I was recording at the same time and trying to stream, and I immediately was like, oh, this is gross. So I actually go back and turn it off before I even pull, because I don't want to deal with that. They're calling out pack first. If you can do this, do the pack first, okay? Because it aligns cooldowns much better. If you can see on my screen, we have some cooldowns ready. Kicking Burdens of Knowledge when you can. The shaman said he would take care of the Rebellious Fists. If you're a shaman player, you can just hard focus that Goliath. You can actually do like the macro, the focus kick on him. Just focus him and then do focus kick on him. You can solo a Goliath if you didn't know that. If you're doing this level of key, you probably know that, but if you don't, you can do that. Alright, so with cooldowns done, it's funny that that's the way it rolls out, but this lieutenant is the hardest for me. This is the one that can kill me because of the healing reduction. Any healing reduction is hard on a blood decay. So if you see my damage types on this part of my screen, I'm taking full physical, but when he pulses, look, it's like half shadow. So that pulse is full shadow damage. So if you're playing anything that can do any kind of magic immunity, like a blood decay, you can AMS, you can AMZ for the rest of your team during that pulse. It's valuable, right? Like, pride is no longer a thing, so we don't have as much value from AMC as we used to. So it's like there's no reason to hold it, right? Like, if you can help people take that much less damage, why not? I'm using a weak aura, I believe, that just auto picks. I set which ones I want and it auto picks for me. So spoilers, I don't play super well in this boss. How I said before, it's a very fine balancing act for your bone shield stacks, your runes, having 3 going. You need 3 recharging at a time. You don't want to dip too low on runes because then you're kind of screwed unless you have blood tap, but still. You want to get your blood boils out so you have hemostasis going on. There's a lot you have to worry about when you're playing Blood DK. If played properly and you manage your bone, you don't overcap bone stacks because it doesn't do anything, right? Like if you overcap it, there's nothing else you can't get 11. So it's wasted runic power, or it's wasted runes if you do that. So it's trying to make sure you have enough runic power, your runes are in a good spot, because you don't want to go too. If you overcap your runic power, then you're just wasting runic power because it's overcapped, right? So there's a lot of crap to worry about. And I stand and stuff. I'm not doing a good job with my runes. This fight was not a good one for me. It was first of the day. I'm getting in trouble. I'm starting to kind of panic. I'm like, yo, Archie, I need something. I'm pretty thankful I've actually been able to like find a solid healer. My schedule is very inconsistent. I have a daughter with some medical issues, so I can't always play at the exact same time. So Archie's been very good at like, oh dude, no problem, I understand, like if I can't make it that day or whatever. So we usually can get a key or 2 in a day, maybe. And I mean, that's what I'm basing this whole YouTube off of, is what time I have to do this. Again, here I'm in the hot seat. Bone shield stacks are going to expire soon. I'm out of runes, pretty much. I have a blood tap in the bank, but it's resource-wise, I'm starting to fall behind. And I think part of it is a little harder for me this week because of all the explosives. I don't know why, I always feel like I need to like get every single explosive. My brain's like, tank job. So I would try and, in that fight, I'm trying to pool runic power for that overhead slash, the tank mechanic that happens, so I can quickly death strike it back. So grabbing all this together, I'm gonna blow up my pet here. I think I did already, because he would have just fought them and kept them there. Bone Storm goes out. So I probably should be tab targeting more, but I just don't trust it. Look how much of that is arcane damage. That's insane. I probably should AMZ right here, right? I guess that's hindsight. Next time I know better. Next time I'll do that. It was during the Vipers. The Vipers do arcane. Get some lock food. They can wipe that one up just fine. And so when I fight that, if you notice, I didn't pop Icebound Fortitude, and I tried to let things come off cooldown because this is the real. This is less hard for everybody else, but it's hard as crap for me because of all the physical bleeds that happen. So I'm wasting runes right now trying to kill explosives. The dot is high. It's starting to tick up. They aren't bolstered yet, so I'm not in crazy danger, but while that dot is rolling, and I think right here I make a mistake. Yeah, I let myself get hit and refresh the dot with like less than a second left on it. It was a mistake on my part, and I have no runic power. I'm super super scared right now, right? Like, I have nothing to heal myself back up fast. And I can't get close, I'm zoned out because of the dots. So I have to pull him close to me to try and death strike. And the damage did good in this run too. Bolstering just kind of slows you down a little bit, even on Tyrannical. So I know I'm not going to make it there in time to refresh bone stacks. As you're playing a Blood DK, you're going to have to find that balance of, can I pull the next pull and not lose bone stacks to have to rebuild them? And you might find yourself going in the situation of, okay, this thing's almost dead. I'm going to use extra runes here just to refresh my bone shield stacks so I'm good for the next pull. Like, even if it overcaps you, just to make sure the time is fine on your, you know, your bone shield stacks, it's not a bad idea. That's gonna come from just playing and like knowing, like, okay, this next pull usually takes a while to set up. I'm gonna need to refresh it now. So I put my mouse over that to do the auto markers, and then I looked at chat and he said I'll kick on skull, so I know he has skull completely. I don't have to touch it. I wait to see if anybody else kicks right there before I did. Unfortunately, me and the mage doubled up. So this is the kind of mindset you have to get into when you get into these 20s and up. And, you know, we're trusting that shaman to get his kicks. It is his key though, so I'd hope he'd be on point. Sometimes on pull, if you're gonna commit like 2 blood boils on pull to try and make sure you establish threat, try and pop a rune tap. Like right when you run in, just pop a rune tap, double blood boil. Like, if all your resources are fine, if your bone shield stacks are okay. See right there, I re-upped on my bone shield. But I'm pretty sure it's going to run out before we start the next fight because it is kind of a long way. So here I'm just communicating. After this pull, we'll do the double pull. With it's just good as a tank to like not assume. Actually, I was able to refresh stacks. Nice. So I don't want to commit too much to this pull because I know the next pull is going to be huge and I need my cooldowns for it. I was actually afraid to grab Blow and Storm. There's that thing that drops, look, 57k, 16k, 16k. The damage it does is really huge. When they imbue their weapon and a shaman or a priest or somebody can just purge that off, he'll drop it on the ground. So you want to run and grab that. Or some other melee. It goes off of melee hits, so it'll be wasted on a ranged. But that's why my damage is at like 8k right there. So here's the little setup. We need to grab the other patrol coming by. My Crimson Scourge is about to run out. I'm pretty sure it does. Or yeah, it did. So I'm getting these all together. I Gorfian's Grasp so he can throw his spear in there. And then I just start trying to burst everything because I don't want to lose aggro the second this stuff comes out. Of course, it gets hectic. When you're playing a Blood DK, your health is going to ping pong a lot. You gotta kind of just like trust that your runic power is a second health bar. Because you are converting runic power to health. pretty sure I'm gonna, I don't know if I try and chain this in. Maybe I do, but bolstering is still a thing. I think I wait for the bolster to wear off.
I could see your character animating, just wanting it.
Well, I was
So
actually going middle tab.
if you can find yourself in a way where you have 6 to maybe 7 bone shield stacks at a time, your runic power is pooled to like 80 or 90 most of the time, and you're not overcapping either one, I mean, you're sitting good. Like, you're the strongest you can be right there. And then the next phase in the journey is tracking your cooldowns effectively, your mitigation, and then making sure you're using them. It's like making sure you're using Lichborn, making sure you're using Anti-Magic Shell. That's a big one that sneaks by a lot, is using Anti-Magic Shell. And having this damage type, weak aura, will really help you know, okay, these pulls have a lot of magic damage. I should just pop Anti-Magic Shell, AMS, and you'll actually save yourself a lot of damage just learning that. It is not clear in this game. So I'm a little scared here. I don't have much. My bone shield stacks just dropped. I don't have Icebound Fortitude. I have my trinket, but I'm missing a lot.
He's about to have. Shaman has 20 seconds on Ellie. Main definitely has it. He's jumping up and down. He definitely has it.
So I am a little worried here. And the big thing too is Blood DKs have really hard snap threat. Swarming Mist really helps with that, but it still is rough. So I'm trying to make sure I have my bone shield stacks. Dancing Rune weapon just came up, so I'm gonna be popping that. If you're at 5 bone shield stacks when you Dancing Rune, if you're using the legendary I'm using, it gives you 5 bone shield stacks when you pop it. So it's like, if you can't do it on pull, you might as well wait until you're at like 5 or 4 bone shield stacks, then pop it. If you can help it. Like, obviously if you're about to die, use it for the parry, but you know what I mean? Like, if you can, so you're not overcapping bone shield stacks.
What's the dude over here? So good on.
So that went well. I'm starting to debate, do we go for boss or do we go for Sogadon? It is Tyrannical, so I really just don't want to take a lot of physical, and we're great on time. Like, I'm looking at the time, we're fine.
I think you're right. I think my
Like I said, the damage in this key is pretty good, so I was like, you know what, let's just kill it. We don't really need to wait. And then just, I mean, this is just normal. There's nothing really to comment on here. Just trying to let your cooldowns come back without using them, so you can use them on the boss, if possible. And then before he dies, refreshing bone shield stacks so you have them for the boss. So before he dies, I may actually just hit it one more time to refresh the duration. Let me see. I might do that. 16 seconds left. Do I do it? I didn't. Wow. Normally that's something I would do. I think I try and go before it runs out. I did, and I used Dancing Rune weapon, so I kind of overcapped. So for this guy, if you can stack them close together, these balls, it makes it really much easier to handle. So you stack the balls really close together, then you run him away. So they're next. It's a lot easier to manage. And then it's rinse and repeat. It's kind of the whole fight for a tank. When you start getting into the higher keys, you really need something like Omni CD next to the player's health. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse at? Right here. Like knowing when cooldowns are up.
What?
Archie just got clapped. That's what that. What? That's what that was. He was like, "What?" So, I pooled resources there to be able to res him right away. So yeah, put the balls close to each other and then run away. So that way when he does the phase, it's a lot easier to dodge. Our warlock actually went demonology for this, like for us. We didn't have much single target, so he's like, I'll go demo for the damage. Single target damage. It's nice when people like recognize a weakness in our comp and then they just fix it for you.
I don't want to blame FPS, but I swear I wasn't like able to move there. I was pissed about it. We're still doing well on time though.
Yeah, that was a bit of a long fight, but still okay.
But these people are pretty high
Our
rated.
radio, we have
Like
a 5.3
that warlock is like almost 2600 mythic rating.
Behind that warlock on cooldown during the boss fights.
It's funny, like the keys that are progression keys for me, and then for some of these DPS, it's just like whatever. This is easy mode. Archie's making sure he's getting the spear.
Gotcha. Anyways. Yeah, you can. We have a shaman.
So if you see my plater, how he's like striped now, that means I'm focusing him. So it's just to focus kick. Like I know that's there, I'm gonna kick it. Like I just press my kick and it'll kick him. So that way I don't have to like re-click on him or anything to establish threat on both mobs. I can just not worry about it. I can just kick when I need to. So far looking pretty good. This is a hard pull. This is not one I'd recommend on a fortified week. These two in particular together. But on Tyrannical pull it's not so bad. Just remember the LTs aren't, they're not really affected by weekly affixes. So he did not get bolstered from the Hellion or whatever he was dying. So right here, we have a Shadow Priest, or we have, not Shadow Priest, we have a Priest so he can Mind Soothe. Which, if it's Mind Soothe, you can jump over this little thing, and you're good. Now the Shaman makes a misplay here. The Shaman runs with me. He's gonna get hit by these. I understand why he did it. You're gonna see why right here. What's the problem here with doing this? And explosives. That's why.
Yeah, I'm getting on explosives in the way so I don't die. Yeah.
So we res him up, and that's it. That's the rest of it.
Sometimes I think a better option is fizzing that ball. Just to be safe.
And then pull the other side, and that's count. That's all you need. He goes down because everything wasn't there yet for me to establish threat. Like I said, the
They say
huge
lost
weak point
aggro,
of Blood
but
Decays is that
still are.
on-demand snap threat. This is the biggest reason why Venthyr is as big as it is, because you get a really good AoE damage that generates a lot of runic power for you. You're weakest on the pole. This helps solve that issue. So that's why, like, I'll play Venthyr, like, I'll prefer it if I can. If I can't, then I'll play Necrolord. Because Necrolord's pretty good too. It's a little bit different, but it's still really good. Kyrian, I don't really like Kyrian. It might be the best thing since sliced bread in 9.2. We'll see. But I really hope it isn't. I'm not a big fan of it. I haven't played much of the other one. What's the other one called? It's the oh man, this, I bet you people watching this are like, dude, you're an idiot. The forest people, the Night Fae. I haven't played any Night Fae. I plan to soon though.
It's a little bit ugly.
Check it out. This is gonna be interesting. I haven't rewatched this VOD. Like, I haven't watched it since live. So I'm interested to see. I do die in this encounter. It like just like snap kills me. I'm trying to. Oh, right here, by the way, I should comment on this. You can AMZ, or sorry, AMS that dot damage from these orbs. If they're very close together, you can get them all quickly and it'll still be covered. If not, then you'd want to pop like Icebound Fortitude or something like that. Or you could AMZ yourself right there and then take them as well. However you'd want to do it. Pure Ordnance. Run them out. I think I saved AMZ for him. I don't know, that's just me being a tank. Like, I should have been selfish and used it on myself, but I used it on him. So I think I'm about to take a stomp. Not yet. Bone shield stacks are fine. There's the stomp. So that is damage on me right now. That...
Get him up.
Yeah, that's where I died. So I had the stomp dot, and then I was too close when the balls came down, and it just killed me. Good thing I had a soul stone on me.
Can't stop focusing. Like, flashing a bit.
But that should be the rest of this event. Nothing else should really be going on. So yeah, just Bone Storm is unused throughout this whole part. Again, I have AMS for this. And look at that, I'm not taking any damage while I have AMS on. You just nullify that whole thing.
1 minute per ad. 1 minute per ad. 4 minutes for boss.
I think I can turn this game up a little bit, right? I probably could have done that forever ago.
Do we need to double?
So you can double up the two angels here. They have to die within 5 seconds of each other, I believe. But honestly, looking at the time, we have plenty of time.
Per thing. We have spear for the last one. We should be fine without it.
So I'm not going to pull them both. I'm just going to pull one at a time.
We're gonna roll drink in first.
Which honestly, with this group, I'm convinced it would have been okay. And it would have saved some time, but I just wanted to be extra safe because this was a progression key for me, and it wasn't a necessity, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to pull it. Like, I didn't have to double up, so I'm not going to.
I wouldn't do that to my favorite healer.
I honestly tanked it to some tank did it to me yesterday, and I saw it at like the last seconds. Like I'm at the point where like I don't even look for it because like I just assume the tank's not pointing it at me.
Yeah.
So as the tank, just look at those spears and try and position them in a way where you can see it. I kind of screw myself here. Like I'm up in this corner. I'm trying to be able to see each, and then like, you know what I mean. Just gonna have to get some really good awareness going on here. Like this is like the worst spot. You do not want to be here as a tank. Thankfully, I'm the only melee.
There's supposed to be behind you. I can't reach. Oh, I can. Alright, spear here. When you stop moving, there you go.
So yeah, a lot of times we save second spear for this guy. He takes increased damage. So I see the earthquake from the shaman, and I try and keep him in it as much as possible. Just trying to set my team up for the most possible damage they can do. These are things that you want to pay attention to when you're tanking. It's just trying to keep the mobs you're fighting in. You know what I mean? Like in earthquakes, in death and decays, if it's like unholy decay. Like it's just trying your best to help the team do as much damage as possible.
This is exactly the spot I was in last time.
So we got 6 minutes to deal with this
I had
boss.
a 7-minute phase too. Oh shit. Why would let me drink? You already full? Alright, you can go.
He's got a lot of minions there he wants to blow up. The Demonology Warlock is what I was referring to. So we are slowed. We didn't take that boss. The slow matters just for this part. When he actually goes up there and you have to grab the orbs, you're not slowed. So the only issue here is just watching out for run-throughs. That's it. If you can strafe to the left a little bit, you're fine. So I see the earthquake, I make sure I pull him into it. So after this, it'll be second phase. We're going to lust it. So if you're the one doing the spear, grab it and then just look at him. Don't do anything else, just look at him. So you know the last time he moved. So I knew he was going to move in a second. Getting that little ahead knowledge will make you throw the spear much faster.
Overall, pretty clean run so far.
Run-throughs.
Bro, what did I just tell you about last time I did a Spires 21?
Archie giggling.
Yeah, but you didn't have me last time. Come on. Ye of little faith.
Oh boy, I got a lot
What
of
is
faith.
that noise?
I wish I could grip you. That's not, you know.
That's my pick.
Yeah, that's really good. People pick my butthole. Get all tight right there.
So I pull him out of here a little bit. I don't think it really matters. if he's in the shield or not. I don't even think that matters.
Dude, that was a sneaky run through. I didn't really see the animation
What,
for that.
right?
I'm not crazy, right? That was a super sneaky run
It was
through.
a little sneaky. I got a little spooked.
Like I didn't see the thing on it.
I just felt you right away, actually.
Dude, that bullying was
Yeah, we still have over 3 minutes to kill this guy, so we're definitely on a good track.
Can you spell me now?
Need a grip?
No, no, no.
Shaman went down, but he does have battle res, so we're fine.
Kind of a long face too. Work down. Okay, give me one close.
You can use Death's Advance here to... That life grip really screwed up my perspective. But I did see, luckily, him just move. Bone shield stacks dropped. That was scary.
That was a snap heal if I ever saw one. A light
Before
heal
she
stack
takes
heal.
off, you should always try and bring your bone shield stacks up, so they'll last the whole encounter. Just using everything I've got here. But yeah, plenty of time left.
Fucking clean.
Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And I'll be happy to answer. I'll try. I think I show my DPS and my... So 4.6k was actually kind of low. Yeah, it was actually pretty low. And my heals, of course, Death Strike is insane. Alright, thanks guys.